This place is just so cool. I love having that water come right through the middle, and then there's like the ponds too. It's just a great setup. Today, Ryan and I arrived in Arizona for the first time. Excited about seeing new species, but with limited time towards the end of the day, we decided to make our first stop at a birding hotspot in Tucson called Sweetwater Wetlands. Sweetwater Wetlands is a constructed wetland that was built in 1996 to help treat water from a now closed water treatment plant, and currently serves as an educational facility and wildlife habitat for a wide variety of species. The area is locked 1 hour after dusk, and since we arrived later in the day, we quickly started surveying the land, immediately picking up some new southwestern specialty species. As soon as we got out of the car, there was a pair of Gambel's quail, lots of new calls, lots of new habitat and things to see, so I'm really excited to see what we find here. I just love these little quail. They're just running back and forth in a pair. They're very quick, surprisingly speedy little birds. The Gambel's quail is a stout, ground-nesting bird native to certain areas in the American Southwest and parts of northwestern Mexico. Males and females have a top knot of black feathers and a gray body with chestnut color on their sides. Males also have a black patch on their stomach, a chestnut-colored crown, and black on their throat and near their face. Gambel's quail prefer to live near brush and shrubby vegetation in dry desert habitats. They feed mostly on plants including grasses and cactus fruit. Females will lay around 5 to 15 eggs with 1 to 2 broods per year.
Yeah, I love quail. Gambel's quail apparently are pretty abundant here according to the Abert reports, but it was still really not jarring because that's kind of a negative connotation, but it was very exciting to just see these two birds because there's really nothing like that where we're from.
After enjoying our views of the quail, we walked a fence line near the edge of the parking lot. Hearing lots of new calls, it didn't take long for us to get eyes on another new species.
Towhee.
What kind?
I think it's an Abert.
Where's he at? Oh,
it is an Abert.
Sitting there?
Yep. Do you see what you were looking at?
I see the towhee. The Abert's towhee is a large, sandy brown sparrow with a black patch around their bill and a reddish undertail. They are related to California and canyon towhees and do not migrate. Abert's towhee pairs normally mate for life and can produce offspring when environmental conditions become optimal. The native range of the Abert's towhee is mostly confined to particular arid areas of the southwestern United States near water. They feed mostly on insects and nest in dense vegetation. As we walked down further, it appeared that the trails going into the wetlands itself were blocked off, but we continued spotting species along the edges.
We're just on the outskirts of the Sweetwater Wetlands, but there's still a lot of cool stuff in the habitat, so I mean, we're not really getting the full experience, but we're finding a lot of cool species.
One species that was new for us was the Verdin, which we saw flitting around in the trees and shrubs. At home in the deserts and scrublands of southwestern North America, the Verdin is a petite, quick-moving bird that is extremely entertaining to watch. They can be identified by their yellow face, chestnut shoulder patch, and gray body. Verdin feed on insects, arachnids, plants, and nectar, and can often be seen flitting around in shrubs, sometimes hanging upside down to catch food. Verdin build nests for breeding and roosting. Roosting nests are smaller and are built year-round. One of the verdins we found actually looks like it's building its nest right now, so it's coming to this nest and it looks like it's putting in material. So it's frequenting that, and then we had the two quail come over by this white-winged dove and kind of hanging out by the fence line. After a while, we came to a section of the trail that allowed us to walk in further, revealing new habitats as the light faded. This area was home to an abundance of desert spiny lizards, a song sparrow, northern rough-winged swallows, and more.
Wow, this is even cooler than I thought.
Yeah.
This is an epic place. Oh, ducklings, right?
Where?
Off to the right.
This place is just so cool. I love having that water come right through the middle, and then there's like the ponds too. It's just a great setup. If you're ever in the area, I would definitely recommend coming here. Seems like it has a lot of diversity, very walkable. Would highly recommend it for sure. I wish we had like all day to explore this place.
Yeah, it's starting to get dark, so we don't have a whole lot of time, which is a bummer, but what an awesome place. We're gonna have to come back at some point again in our lives and actually bird this all the way through the day, I think, because it's pretty crazy.
As the last light from the golden hour began to dim, lesser nighthawks arrived and started to hunt and call, marking the end of a great birding expedition. Although we only got to explore the wetlands for a short amount of time, we were glad to get a taste of what the habitat was like and what species call the area home. With water as such an important resource in the arid Southwest, Sweetwater Wetlands is an oasis and a definite hotspot for birds and other wildlife. If you're ever in the area, we would highly recommend checking it out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding.